Hi everybody, welcome back to part 3 of our Chordbot Lite tutorial series. In this tutorial we're going to cover how to change the tempo of a song and a few other features in the instrument mixer. So you'll remember we left off, we had created a 12-bar blues in the key of C. Now I'm going to click in the top right hand, second from the right, the 3 vertical bars. I'm going to click on that and that's going to call up the instrument mixer. Now in the top right hand of this black square, I'm going to hit the section that says BPM. I'm just going to click on that. That stands for beats per minute. So let me click on that right now. And you'll see that right now the blue box is showing us that the tempo is set for 100 beats per minute. And to see what that sounds like, I'll just quickly play through the blues progression. I'll hit the first C7 chord here. I just hit it so that the chord would start playing at the beginning of the song, and now I'm going to close this because I don't need to see that, and I'll hit play so we can hear the tempo. Okay, so we don't need to hear the whole thing. I'm going to call up the instrument mixer once again, and I'm going to click beats per minute and change it from 100 to, let's say, 120. So that's going to be faster. Now let's have a listen to how our blues sounds at that tempo. So it's nice, it's sort of like a bit of a faster sounding blues. So I'll leave it at 120, but of course you can adjust it to faster or slower or whatever you want. I'll close that now. And I'll open up the instrument mixer one more time because I'd like to show you how I would change a chord. So far, when we've been playing the blues in class, we've been looking at the blues as a very simple 3-chord structure, basically. 4 bars of C7, 2 bars of F7. I'll just close this so you can see the full structure. 4 bars of C7, 2 bars of F7, 2 more bars of C7. Then it moves to G7, F7, back to C7. And if you're ending the blues after just one chorus, you would stay on C7 for the last bar. But if you're turning it around and going back to another chorus, you would put in the 5 chord there, the G7, which helps take you back to the beginning. Now, just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to show you how I can add some extra chords, and especially in the first 4 bars. Sometimes you do what's called a quick 4, which means after the first bar of C7, you go to an F7 chord very quickly and go back to C7. Now, in a jazz setting of a blues, you might do something a little bit different still. Instead of 4 beats of F7, you might want to add 2 beats of F7, 2 beats of F sharp diminished, and then go back to the C7. So let me show you how I would do that in this case. I'm going to click on that second C7 chord right here. And instead of it being a C7, I'm going to click on F and turn it into an F7. But right now that's lasting for 4 beats. And you know that because you see that it says 4-4 on the right-hand side of that rectangle. In order to make that chord last only 2 beats, I need, in the right-hand column here, I need to click on 2-4. So let me do that right now. And that means that that F7 chord will only last for 2 beats. And now I'm going to insert. I'm going to click Insert, and you'll remember this inserts a duplicate chord. And I'm going to change that F7 chord. Instead of it being F7, I'm going to go to the top of the column on my left and I'm going to hit the sharp button here. And when I hit on sharp, you'll notice that turned it into an F sharp 7 chord. Now that's not quite right. I need to make it a diminished 7th chord. So I just need to scroll down a little bit here until I see diminished 7. I'm going to click on that. There we go. So now, let's close this out and have a listen to how this blues sounds. Now you'll notice it looks a little bit funny because of the way in which this app structures things. Each rectangle is the same size regardless of whether it's lasting 2 beats or 4 beats. So the whole structure looks a little bit off because I have an extra rectangle in there, but don't worry about that. I'm going to go back to the C7 and start from the top. I'm clicking on C7. I'm just going to close this menu up because I don't need it. And now I'm going to play and have a listen. See if you can detect the difference between how the blues sounded before and how it sounds now, because we've turned the first 4 bars into a more typical jazz blues.